Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Master Builder Show, sponsored by the First National Bank of Weatherford. I am your host, Jim Gibson, president of the Gibson Home Builders Incorporated, a registered builder in the state of Texas, a graduate master builder certified by the National Association of Home Builders. I am a current member of the U.S. Green Building Council, Texas Association of Builders, National Association of Builders, and the past president of Parker County Builders Association. My guests today are Julie Laughlin, president of Laughlin Home Builders Incorporated, and Connie Plevak, their designer. How are y'all this morning, ladies?
Good morning.
Oh, today we're going to talk about design part 2. I think the last time I had you on the show, we were talking about designing, and we just decided to do another one because we ran out of time.
We did. We like to talk.
I know you do.
We didn't get through every room.
Well, I think we're going to change it up just a little bit, but we're going to talk about designing your home today for the long term.
Right.
And everybody that, I build quite a few for people that are retiring, and they're saying it's their last home they're going to live in.
Right.
And so today, I guess my wife is CAP certified, which is Certified Aging in Place Specialist, and that's designing home for retiring people. Mm-hmm. But I picked up all my other certifications, and she got that one, so I use her to consult me when I'm designing homes for disabled or handicapped people. But actually, homes are designed today in the universal design, what they call universal design, and that means you design it to fit your needs. So even though they're, I guess, personally designed to fit you, like if you're a tall person, you want your countertops a little higher. If you're short, you want them a little shorter. So there's a standard. We used to build the same for everybody, and now we're designing actually to fit whatever person is going to live there.
Right, for their current lifestyle today, but also looking into the future as we do get a little bit older. You know, what is it that we're going to need that we can go ahead and get installed now, so we don't have to come back and retrofit later. Right,
and you want to make sure that you're putting everything in the walls too before they get the sheetrock up to do all your bracing for your bars and everything, or handheld bars, I guess, for your bathrooms.
And remembering that ADA for all of your doorways, and also entrances if you've got a porch. You know, another way that you're going to be able to get into the house that you're not going to need to put a ramp up later. So it's just thinking ahead as you're designing that home for today.
Yeah, so I guess that's what they call custom designing.
That's right.
So modifying one home is merely custom designing. And you design them, if you've got kids, you want to design them where, like we were talking about, a bench that was actually a drawer. Or
last time. In the bathroom, yeah.
What else are we going to talk about as far as, what do you want to start with? I guess you want to start with the entryways?
Yeah, let's start from the outside and thinking about, coming into your home. You know, how are we going to design the garage, and how are we going to design the walkways? If we're thinking later, so many people have elderly parents also that are living with them. And so we're thinking, what do we need to do for them just to get them into the house?
Well, you want a driveway. If they're parking in the driveway, you want a driveway wide enough where they can get out of the car, and if they're wheelchair
bound, then let's give her some space to get in
and
out.
And the sidewalks need to be a minimum of 36 inches wide.
Yes, and we try and keep them at 4 feet, just because you never know what's going to happen. And I don't know, pushing a wheelchair, I'd like to have a little bit of space on each side so I don't just push my mother off to the grass.
Well, and you want your grade to be slight.
Yes.
You can have a rise, but you don't want them extremely steep.
No.
But, all right, we've got...
in the garage, we want our doorway going into the house probably to go ahead and be ramped up, so we don't have to account for that later.
Right.
And allow for extra room so that they can get their wheelchair next to the car inside the garage.
Right.
Right, they're saying, I think the recommendation is 60 inches.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Well, it's pretty extreme as far as 5 foot. But in order for a person to get behind the wheelchair, turn the wheelchair around.
Open the door all the way. Those doors they're pretty wide. And so we want to make sure we can get that open and we're not hitting the lawnmower and the weed whacker and, stuff like that while we're opening the door.
You're supposed to build your garage is big enough.
To support all that.
That's exactly right.
Well, Connie, you got anything you want to add to it?
I think when it comes to maybe even some kind of, I know that this is maybe a little bit more towards the commercial side,
Right.
but if you truly are expecting someone to be handicapped, if you will, or disabled, that's going to be in the garage, that is going to be capable of driving, perhaps having an emergency button or chain that's hooked up into the garage. So if something did happen, possibly they can yell for help or hit that button that will go off in the house that someone can help them. I've experienced through a friend that happened to someone, and they definitely needed help. The garage door came down, and they sort of got stuck under there. So, unfortunately, I've heard of people hooking up emergency buttons or
Well, if kind of stuck under the garage, they can't get.
Yeah, that did not work for her, unfortunately.
Well,
just thinking ahead, just precautionary.
Yeah.
Tools.
Well, the garage doors, if they're adjusted right, they should have a pressure switch on them, so they should come
right.
back up.
Right.
But I don't know if you could put a chain or something that I don't know how you would position that.
Right. You have that sensor, and to not let that story dangle without the ending, it did stop.
Okay.
It did stop, but unfortunately, because she was elderly, she couldn't get up without some help. So that was one of those situations where I think if it would have been, it's sort of interesting because if they need help, they have to be able to reach the button, or maybe if there's a wireless connection of some sort. I have not personally seen it, but I've heard of it being hooked up so that if they did need help in the garage, they can alarm that person from inside. It's rare that someone would actually do that, but I've heard of it happening.
Well, now we're going to have to research that.
That would definitely.
Well, I know they sell those devices that you wear around your neck that you push and call for help, and it rings a centralized.
And there's also in bedrooms next to beds, they've got one where you can push a button and you can call for
like a nurse call button.
Like a nurse call button, exactly.
All right, we've got coming up the driveway. We've covered the sidewalks, and now we're in the garage. And on your thresholds, you don't want. I think it's more than an inch. I believe is what they're recommending. No more than an inch on the threshold, so they can roll across it. And I know we're sloping all our HUD regulations require you to slope the garage so they drain. And on some of mine, I put wheel stops, and on the ones, I guess, for the disabled or somebody that would be wheelbound chair-bound, you wouldn't want those wheel stops there. It would hinder them coming up into the house.
Right.
But it keeps people from running into their garage walls also, is my thinking.
We do have a customer that has an electronic eye, and when the front of the car gets to a certain point, a little red eye comes down that you can see, and that allows you to stop, so there's no wheel stop there. So that leaves you free access in the front of the car, but it also stops your car at the specific point that you want in the garage.
Yeah, I've seen the tennis balls hung from the ceiling that bumps the windshield.
The non-high-tech way to do that.
We tried that, and our children hit the tennis ball and realigned it, so that didn't work.
Okay, we're coming into the house, and you want minimum 42-inch. I guess in all your hallways for the wheelchair. Right. Against, like in your utility areas, coming through the utility room, say, you want at least 60 inches is what they're recommending for your washer and dryer. So if you are wheelchair bound, you can open the dryer, get the clothes out, and be able to turn around and actually operate in there. So 60 inches is what they're recommending. And they say 42 inches on hallways, and the wider the better. So if you can actually make them on out 60 inches or even wider than that, or eliminate the hallways.
That's what I was going to say, is a lot of places we can get rid of that hallway, because the hallway, is just wasted AC space that you're paying for that you really can't live in. So if we can design the house where we have minimum hallways, we've got a better designed house and an easier house to access. Well,
I've had two thoughts on that. I've designed the open concept, and about 85% of my houses are open concept. And I've had people come in and say, well, where do I hang my pictures? And well, you hang them on the exterior walls, but I've got hundreds of pictures. So there's kind of two kinds of people, because we do design them with hallways so they can hang all their family pictures in there. And
if that's important, then that's what we need to give to our customers.
That's true. Right. That's true.
Did you know that some of the best home builders in the entire nation are right here in Parker County? Hello, everyone. This is Lynn Bearden, president of First National Bank of Weatherford. Our lenders believe your family deserves the best when it comes to your dream home. First National Bank is proud to support the Master Builder Show on QXFM. First National Bank in Weatherford has been building homes in Parker County since 1880. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
If what you knew to be true turned out not to be true, how soon would you want to know? Before Columbus's famous voyage, everyone knew that the world was flat. Conventional wisdom had Columbus sailing off the edge of the earth. Does your financial plan have you sailing off the edge of the earth? A recent study by one of the largest financial institutions in the world estimated that over 90% of baby boomers in this country will not retire financially independent. There is an alternative, a better way. We have prepared a special financial report entitled Your Circle of Wealth. To get your complimentary, that means free, copy of this report, go to www.yourcircleofwealth.com and enter the passcode Gibson, Gibson. Learn how changing the way you manage your money can dramatically increase your wealth without affecting your current lifestyle. Go to www.yourcircleofwealth.com and enter the passcode Gibson to get your complimentary special report.
Alamo Appliance, 100 South Riverside Drive in Fort Worth, has been dedicated to serving your needs in kitchen appliances for over 35 years. They offer JennAir, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and many others. Their experienced sales staff will help you make the right decisions at the right time. That's Alamo Appliance, 817-531-2701. Once again, that's Alamo Appliance, 817-531-2701.
Gibson Home Builders Incorporated, 2401 Zion Hill Road, Weatherford, Texas, 682-429-2116. We specialize in homes to suit each and every individual that expects special attention. We help design, finance, and close on every home we build. We use green building techniques in all of our homes. You can contact Jim at masterbuildershow.com. Gibson Home Builders Incorporated, Weatherford, 682-429-2116. Welcome back to the Master Builder Show. I'm your host, Jim Gibson. My guests today are Julie Laughlin, Laughlin Home Builders Incorporated, and Connie Plevak with their designer. Today's show is sponsored by the First National Bank of Weatherford. We were talking about your designing your home for the long term and what you can do to modify it or plan it, I guess, design it in the beginning if you're actually building a new house. So we were talking, we got up through the utility room there.
Yeah, we're in the house by the utility room, and that's as far as we've gotten. One nice thing about custom homes is with items like clothes rods that we have. A lot of people want to have a clothes rod in their utility room for their dryer. We can mount those at two different heights. So
right,
if it
make them adjustable.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a standard height. You can put it a little bit lower. Also, the fold-out ironing boards are something that we can go ahead and put in so someone has accessibility to that instead of having to undo an ironing board and put it up.
Right. Or you could actually use the pull-down clothes rod, maybe in that situation where they could, if you have a long enough pull, they can pull that down, hang things, and then bring it back up.
Or like they do on their seasonal.
Exactly, right. Or the front loaders for the washer and dryer are a must.
I think that's, I don't know if anybody's even buying anything other than a front load anymore, just because of water conservation and energy conservation.
Yeah, those are the Energy Star machines, and they use less water. They are easier to access, and they're raising them now. You
right, with
the
pedestals.
Right, with the pedestals, which will make them easier to access and save your back.
Yeah, we raise our dishwashers in our kitchen also for that matter.
I noticed the last house I went over, and I think that auction we had over at your house,
right.
I was looking at that.
It's very handy.
Don't ever have one of those again.
Okay. Oh, right. You bought
I
left a few items, didn't you?
Yeah, I got over there with my wife, and we decided we couldn't live without some of that some of those things that they were auctioning
It's a
off.
great opportunity to show the house, and it's wonderful to have people come and see what we do.
Okay, we're coming up through the hall now, and we're going to, let's say we're going into a bathroom. How do you make your doors where they can open them and close them?
Minimum 36 inches, and a lot of things, pocket doors are great for looking into the future and thinking about, having to get that door open and shut, just having a pocket door in the bathroom.
Yeah, because most bathrooms now are not wide enough. If you're having a remodel, you can usually widen the doorway, but then after you get through the doorway, can you close the doorway or can you open it?
Right.
So they're suggesting on remodeling, even put up type curtains, and that's one of the suggestions that I was researching. That just little things that you can do is take the door completely off, widen the opening up to 36 inches. You need a minimum of 32, and that's the reason you go in with 36-inch doors.
Right.
But you can actually just take the door off and put a curtain up. If you're
That's a great remodeling idea because there's not a lot you can do as far as inserting a pocket door in an older home.
No, there's not. Right. And on your showers also, what they're suggesting is don't put any glass doors on there. Put shower curtains, because if you've got a wheelchair, there's usually no way that they can get in and out with a door on it. Or make a shower on new construction. You can make your showers where they don't have doors.
Right. And that's very nice. Also, is just to be able to get into the shower and out of the shower without having to be concerned about the door opening or closing.
And your sinks, for handicap, they want a opening underneath your sinks most of the time so that they can slide up under it.
Right, you have to have ample knee space.
Knee space.
Right. And they have
counter height.
They have sinks now that are you can raise them up and down. They're actually you can position a sink to fit. I was worried about the flex lines on the bottom and all that stuff.
That's what I was going to ask.
But that's what they do. They put a flex drain hose on there, and your other, I guess, supply hoses are flexible too, so they can actually move them to a position that they want. And that works good for kids too. You can lower the sink when they're 3 and 4 and 5 going in there, and raise it up as they grow up if you're living in a house long term. And okay, we got into the sinks and the showers.
Somewhat shower, bath, and the bathtubs.
Lighting. We really need to mention lighting. And I know we work with Lutron.
Yes, we have Lutron lighting systems for the entire house. It's all. I just lost my train of thought.
They're automated. Automated systems.
Automated system where you've got a keypad, and all of the lights that are on your Lutron system you can operate from the keypad.
Yeah, home automation is a big thing now. I know my sons and they're all techies, and they want to control everything.
Right.
And we're looking into a bunch of different types of structured wiring now, and automation that you can control every room from your house from a central location,
and
or you can
all
control
of your appliances.
All your appliances. Right. You can control your air conditioning and heating, and you don't have to be at home. You can actually do it from a computer anywhere.
Or your cell phone.
Or your cell phone, if you've got a BlackBerry or whatever they call those things. My kids have them. I just want to be able to talk on the phone.
I agree.
Having a background in computer engineering, this kind of home automation excites me because it does give, especially older adults, the ability to do so much, and I think it gives them a great sense of security in their home. Also, being able to turn if they hear something on the outside, having one button that they can push that can turn all of their outside lights on, so they don't have to go from room to room turning lights on and off, or not being able to see outside, or to be able to sit down with a laptop computer, and if they've got zoned heating and cooling in their house, to say, okay, I want the heating to come on at 6 o'clock in the morning, and when I leave at 8, I can have it where it doesn't heat the house all day, and set that from one central location. So it's just the possibilities are endless.
Well, yeah, they've got sensors now that you put on your refrigerators, your freezers, and you can check when you're on vacation and see if everything's operating. We're going to have to go to another break.
Another one.
Did you know that some of the best home builders in the entire nation are right here in Parker County? Hello, everyone. This is Lynn Bearden, president of First National Bank of Weatherford. Our lenders believe your family deserves the best when it comes to your dream home. First National Bank is proud to support the Master Builder Show on QXFM, First National Bank in Weatherford has been building homes in Parker County since 1880. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
If what you knew to be true turned out not to be true, how soon would you want to know? Before Columbus's famous voyage, everyone knew that the world was flat. Conventional wisdom had Columbus sailing off the edge of the earth. Does your financial plan have you sailing off the edge of the earth? A recent study by one of the largest financial institutions in the world estimated that over 90% of baby boomers in this country will not retire financially independent. There is an alternative, a better way. We have prepared a special financial report entitled Your Circle of Wealth. To get your complimentary, that means free, copy of this report, go to www.yourcircleofwealth.com and enter the passcode Gibson, Gibson. Learn how changing the way you manage your money can dramatically increase your wealth without affecting your current lifestyle. Go to www.yourcircleofwealth.com and enter the passcode Gibson to get your complimentary special report.
The Bank of Weatherford, local folks you know and trust. We are proud of our community and our customers. Whether you need a checking account, personal or business loan, auto loan, interim construction loan, or mortgage loan, we can help. You may visit us at 901 Santa Fe Drive in Weatherford, or you may give us a call at 817-596-9998. You may also visit us on the web at www.thebankofweatherford.com. The Bank of Weatherford, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Gibson Home Builders Incorporated, 2401 Zion Hill Road, Weatherford, Texas, 682-429-2116. We specialize in homes to suit each and every individual that expects special attention. We help design, finance, and close on every home we build. We use green building techniques in all of our homes. You can contact Jim at masterbuildershow.com. Gibson Home Builders Incorporated, Weatherford, 682-429-2116. Welcome back to the Master Builder Show. I am your host, Jim Gibson. Today's show is sponsored by the First National Bank of Weatherford. My guests today are Julie Laughlin with Laughlin Home Builders and Connie Plevak, her designer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about bathrooms, I guess, when we left for the break, and we need to probably kind of move out of the bathroom. Now, drawers also in the bathroom instead of doors, because if you're wheelchair bound or doors,
they're
I guess
easier to access.
Yeah, drawers.
Opening a drawer.
Yeah, we put in all the full extension drawers so they can stand beside it and or sit beside it and pull those drawers completely out. You can see it at the back, and we put all drawers in there, not just your
cabinet. I think the only place we put the cabinets are underneath the
the sinks.
But everything else is a drawer. It gives you more storage room, really. So, and I just think the look is a lot nicer. Also.
Well, it costs a little more, but it's,
if it gives you more usable storage space, I think it's worth the extra cost.
Well, it's less trouble too. You don't when we had doors back when we were growing up and all that, you open the doors and everything you wanted was always in the back, and so you had to go down there and move everything out of the front to get to the back. And with drawers, you don't have to do that. You can stack any way you want to, and you can always access it.
Also, before we leave the bathroom, let's make sure we've got all of our grab bars.
Right.
Make sure we have the proper blocking, like Jim was talking about earlier. When we're framing the house, we know the height that our grab bar should be, and so we should go ahead and do that 2x4 blocking in the behind our sheetrock, so we've got something to mount it.
You're supposed to be able to I think rated at 250 pounds. I think is what they rated. And, go ahead and block that so you can add the bars at a later date. It may be 4 or 5 years down the road or maybe even longer than that. But eventually we all are going to need something to get in and out. We were talking about the bathtubs. I think we didn't really cover all the bathtubs. They've got bathtubs now that have doors on them that you can actually open the door, go into the tub, sit on a bench, close the door, fill the tub up, and then the seat will actually, the seat will actually lower you into the tub itself. And
also, some of your drop-in tubs have the grab bars on the side.
Right.
So if you set your deck up to where you can sit on the deck and swing your legs up over and in, and then you've got a grab bar that can get you in.
right, and you want the handheld shower handles also.
Yes.
That's
great for cleaning your tub also.
Cleaning your tub and cleaning yourself, especially if you're not mobile. You can get in there and sit down in a chair and completely
take your bath completely with just the handheld shower.
Right. May I add, if you do put in a drop-in tub, to have the faucets either to the left or the right, don't center them in the middle because you're going to need that swing to get your legs over. And if that faucet area is in the way, that's just going to be more trouble trying to get.
That's if you're putting your faucets on the face of the tub. Or
Correct, right. Okay. Try to get them to the left or the right in the end of the tub.
Okay.
And may I add one more thing to the cabinets? If you have to have doors instead of drawers, to maybe suggest the magnetic situation versus a pole on the catches. Thank you. Magnetic catches versus a pole, so that you can just push the cabinet door so it pops open in case someone does have a problem with arthritis or being able to grab at the knob or the pole that's on the door. That might help a little bit better, too.
You could actually do that with the drawers also, where they just push it and it pops open.
Right.
That way they don't have to grab a pull.
Well, y'all built one with automatic closers, I guess.
Yes, we did. We had those soft close.
How those hold up?
They're very, very
nice.
Well. Yeah, they're wonderful. And if you've got small children, it's great because they cannot slam a door or a drawer.
Get their fingers caught in there.
Just like the slow close toilet seats. Those
right.
The greatest invention since sliced bread.
And your toilets, you want to make sure that you've got your toilets that are handicap accessible.
Comfort height.
Comfort height. And those are, 17 to 19 inches, or make them where they're actually, you've got removable seats now that you can put on and off.
Right.
But if you live in an existing home and want to modify it, you can go down and buy the seat that you attach to it to bring it up to the height. And elongated toilets also.
Right.
For men especially. But I guess
please.
They're much more comfortable. Using a round toilet bowl, the difference is just amazing. But let's not go there.
Okay, are we going to come out of the bathroom yet?
Let's leave the bathroom and go somewhere else.
Okay, I think one subject we didn't cover on the last design show was we never got into the bedrooms.
No, we didn't.
No.
So, all right, we want to make sure we've got the proper size door to get into the bedroom. What do we want to do once we go into the bedroom? What's the first thing?
I think really talking about the floors, I know that depending on if more of an elderly person or handicapped in a wheelchair, carpet's not going to be the greatest choice for flooring. A lot of people trip. It'd be easier to have a smooth surface floor, be it tile, wood, concrete,
or a low cut carpet. We don't. I think
because there'd be wear and tear on that carpet with the wheelchair.
Yeah, but still, you want to watch being on slick surfaces. Also,
Yes.
you don't want really. You don't want, I guess, hard floors with throw rugs, especially. No throw rugs. So just a low cut Berber or something like that, so they won't slip and fall. But it make it easy for them to roll over, I guess, with their wheelchair.
Right, and there's tile out there that is more coarse.
Of a grip to it.
Right, there's more what they call like a orange rough surface, like an orange peel. Thank you, orange peel.
Like they did the sheetrock.
Right.
Does anybody do orange peel anymore?
I haven't had any requests for orange peel. Many. We've had Venetian plaster, which is a beautiful look.
Right.
And most people are in the hand trowel right now.
Yeah, I think orange peel is going to the vintage look nowadays.
It's difficult to touch up, and then once you get a nail hole in it, then there's just not really any way to repair it without repairing almost the whole wall.
Well, the anomalies show up a lot
very easily.
Very easily on those. The rougher texture, the better. Okay, we're in the bedroom.
We're in the bedroom. We want to be able to access either side of the bed to get that wheelchair or walker to either side of the bed and have room to maneuver to get in and out of the bed. We probably need room in between our bed and our armoire.
Any furniture.
Center. We do in our houses do the chest of drawers in the closets, and that eliminates the need for some of the furniture in the master bedroom or another bedroom, if you will. And that gives us more maneuverability in the bedroom. So since we don't have to have as much furniture, as we really want them to be able to get around and access what they've got in their bedrooms.
Well, that's a good idea for everybody. I mean, if the closet's big enough to hold it, because kids it gives kids enough room to play around the bed, and gives you room to go in and make up the bed. But,
also, these having switches on both sides of the bed to control lights inside and maybe outside.
Right. If we don't use the Lutron lighting system, we put emergency switches on the left and right side of where the bed would go in the master bedroom. And that allows our customers, if they wake up in the night and they hear something, they can turn a light switch right by their bed, push that button on, and all their outside lights go on. So they've got a little bit more safety right there just from that master bedroom.
Yeah, and doing all this stuff on the original design and original construction is pretty well the most cost-effective way. And adding it at a later date, especially if it's on an exterior wall or something like that, is costly.
It's costly.
So if you can plan for that, even if you don't put them in, go ahead and wire for it and put a blank cover over it for the future. I mean, but you're not talking that much money on the switch.
Might as well go ahead and set it up. And as my husband says, there's no better time than right now. And that's true. So many people talk about having a bonus room and doing it at a later time, and it's like, truly, if you go ahead and finish that out now, you've got usable space now, because what most people do is they'll say they're going to do it later, and they don't. So just thinking through the process.
Right, for the long haul, it's going to be a little bit cheaper to be able to do it at that point and fork out that extra little money now versus having to have ripped through the wall and
have someone come in for just a small job costs a lot more than it does.
Right, yeah, you've got all your workers there, and especially when they're putting all your into duct work for your air conditioning, heating system, and doing all your wiring. Electrical. It's best they're already there. They don't have to charge you another trip charge. Right. Sheet rockers or sheet rocking, and it's not that much more. Go ahead and do it and finish it out.
Let's not forget putting the telephone jack by the bed also.
Oh, right.
That's definitely
right.
Well, most everybody now is wireless.
It's wireless.
But
that's true.
What we found though, you want a hardwired telephone in there that doesn't use power, because if you lose power, you have no phone service.
Right.
Unless you've got one like the old type where you just pick it up and the dial tone's there. Unless you actually your phone line goes down,
right?
You've still got service.
Right.
And that's we make sure that we've got something hardwired there on both sides of the bed in the master. And usually on the kids' room, we usually put in one or maybe two. But
right. A multimedia on one wall and then a phone.
Right, because all the kids now have their own computers pretty well.
Right, they do.
I can vouch for that.
Well, most of them are more computer literate than I am.
Well, they are. They're actually native computer users. We've just kind of grafted into it, but they were born with a mouse in their hands. So. Right.
Ask them how to use a slide rule. They don't even know what that is, I don't think.
I just barely remember what that is.
All right. Okay, we've got into the bedroom, and we
can get in and out of the bed.
In and out of the bed. Now, let's get in and out of the closet.
Well, we want that access, that 36 inches. We do a lot of the master closets off the bathroom, so we've got that right there for them. They can go and have their whole dressing area all together.
And then they can also choose if they want a door or not.
Yes.
Right.
And not have to have that open.
A lot of pocket doors right there. You just want to
close it doors. You've got to make sure that people that know that there are pocket doors there and don't drill through them or put a nail through them and hang a picture right there on that particular wall or put a towel rack on it.
That sounds like you've learned that from experience.
Well, no, we've designed a lot of them, and we put in pocket doors, and or the people wanted the pocket doors, which were a good idea. And then we get into the bathroom and then start putting in the vanities and all that, and then we get down to the towel bars and say, okay, where do you want your towel bars? Well, I'd like one right here. Well, it just so happened that's where the pocket door slides into the pocket, and you can't put them there.
Right.
Oh well, let's go for the second choice. And so you need to plan not only where you're putting your sinks and doors and all that stuff. Go ahead and take the extra effort and plan where am I going to put towel bars and toilet paper racks and
electrical switches.
Or electrical switches, coming in, because if you've got them right there, you can't put an electrical box there either. And we found that a lot of these places we have to put them in about 3 or 4 steps so they can get to the light switches, just because we couldn't put them in because of
the pocket doors. Now, in some situations, you can double frame that pocket door wall, so you've got that extra space for it. But you do have to think that's
it's a think ahead
deal.
Yeah,
it's like, we're going to put the switches here. Let's go ahead and double that wall so we can get our boxes, our electrical boxes in there.
Okay, once you get into the closet, even though you got a 36-inch door, it doesn't help you if you
can't get to anything.
If you only got a 2 foot or 4 foot, well, a 2 or 3 foot wide closet, because after your clothes get in there, they take up about 2 foot.
Right. And then we want to make sure we can access all those high close rods, what you were talking about earlier, Connie, about the pull down rods. That they've got them now where they've got a little handle and you just grab it and pull that down. So not even just your all-weather rods up above, but then the ones that are a little bit lower, if you do have somebody that's wheelchair bound. But so many nowadays, our master closets are about the size of some what used to be a bedroom.
Right.
People have things that they want to keep, and, it's just a lot better if we've got accessibility.
May I suggest on the areas in the walls that don't have the pocket doors to hang hooks? So if someone is trying to grab pieces of clothing down, they can hang those to the side while they're grabbing the next piece down and be able to, if a gentleman has a suit and he needs an area to hang it to his height versus having to carry it from one room to another.
They've got fold-out rods now that actually fold out that you can hang your clothes on
and set them back up.
There's also those rods that we saw that they're actually inserted into the beam that separate each section that you just pull out about 12 inches.
Right.
And then you push it back in, and it just looks like a little
a butler's rod
knob. Right.
Well, have we talked enough about the bedroom yet? Or
I think the bedroom and the closet are pretty covered.
All right, what room are we going to next? Well, come on.
Well, let's see. Have we
come out of the bedroom. We've done the bathroom. We're coming into the hall. We haven't done the family room, have we?
No, I think that's where we stopped last time.
That's where we stopped with the family room.
And here we are, 20 minutes left, and we're at the family room
again.
Well, we ran out of time last time, and so we need to cover a bunch of this stuff. On cabinets, let's talk about the cabinets and handicap-type cabinets. We were talking about designing your home, and not only for ADA and all this other stuff, but for whoever's living there. But what you want to do is think about it. If you're moving in and you're in perfect health and you're let's say in your 50s. And you're not really slowing down that much yet.
No, 50 is the new 30.
I know. So we go in there and we design it to meet our needs at that time. But I'm going to live in that house until I'm gone.
Yes, your children are going to have to worry about how to get rid of it.
They're going to have to come in and change my diapers. Right?
I've heard that several times.
Well, we changed theirs when we were growing, or when they were growing up.
Yeah,
I figured, live long enough to where, But, you need to think about that, people. Just, whatever you're going to do, your longevity, or living in your house for long term, there's a lot of just little things you can do when you're designing that house in the beginning to make it a whole lot easier on you as you retire and get older.
I know a lot of people or a lot of couples now that we're building houses for in their kitchen, one that's more of that open concept kitchen, and their bars, rather than having the island in a bar where the bar is higher, they're starting to put those lower. So your eating area, instead of sitting on bar stools, they want it to where you can put a standard size chair or you can wheel somebody up. So it's kind of a little bit different design idea than what we were used to doing. But it's got a great look to it. We've just finished a house. It just really made the kitchen, and it was very unusual, and it was also very functional.
Yes, because the main countertop was at 36, and then we lowered it down to 32 for them to be able to eat on that lower countertop area.
Right, on the bar area, right around the bar area. Okay, also on those areas there, we're going to maintain the distance around the island.
Right. If we do an island, let's make sure we've got room.
42 inches. And you want to plan your appliances where they don't open into the island and block that. If you do, you need more space.
Keep your refrigerator away from that island.
Well, you can put them there, but you've got to have more space in between the island and the refrigerator itself, or the dishwasher, or the oven. It's everything that you do in there you need to consider, and it's a whole lot easier considering now than it is in saying, "Oops."
Later, we also used a new microwave that actually installs underneath the counter
from Sharp.
By Sharp, and it's got a button that you push that slowly opens and slowly closes the drawer. But it's so much easier. You just set your things down in there. And one, it saves space on your uppers because usually in a kitchen you really are concerned about how many upper cabinets you have. And two, it's just so accessible for anybody that would be wheelchair bound.
Well, for an 8-year-old or 9-year-old,
an 8-year-old too.
Teaching them.
Heat up his hot dog.
I think we mentioned this last time, where I think every appliance comes in a drawer version nowadays.
Right, the dishwasher.
Which is really helpful.
Refrigerators.
Right, refrigerator, dishwasher.
The microwave.
The microwaves.
Trash compactor.
Ice maker. Wine refrigerator.
There you go.
Okay, when we're designing a house also, we've gone, I guess, through every room now.
Yeah, well, we always leave the family room out, so let's look at that family room.
Okay, look at the family room.
We've got an entertainment center. Of course, now most of the days, we've got all remotes. So we've got a glass front, so we can put all of our components down there and access those. We need storage. I think for me, family rooms, the cabinetry for me is just more decorative.
Right. We need to kind of take another break here. We'll be back.
Did you know that some of the best home builders in the entire nation are right here in Parker County? Hello, everyone. This is Lynn Bearden, president of First National Bank of Weatherford. Our lenders believe your family deserves the best when it comes to your dream home. First National Bank is proud to support the Master Builder Show on QXFM. First National Bank in Weatherford has been building homes in Parker County since 1880. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
If what you knew to be true turned out not to be true, how soon would you want to know? Before Columbus's famous voyage, everyone knew that the world was flat. Conventional wisdom had Columbus sailing off the edge of the earth. Does your financial plan have you sailing off the edge of the earth? A recent study by one of the largest financial institutions in the world estimated that over 90% of baby boomers in this country will not retire financially independent. There is an alternative, a better way. We have prepared a special financial report entitled Your Circle of Wealth. To get your complimentary, that means free, copy of this report, go to www.yourcircleofwealth.com and enter the passcode Gibson, Gibson. Learn how changing the way you manage your money can dramatically increase your wealth without affecting your current lifestyle. Go to www.yourcircleofwealth.com and enter the passcode Gibson to get your complimentary special report.
Alamo Electrical Contracting Services, 9500 Camp Bowie West, Fort Worth, Texas, 817-249-4964, offering residential and commercial electrical services in Parker, Palo Pinto, Wise, Hood, Johnson, Erath, and Tarrant counties. That's Alamo Electrical Contracting Services, 9500 Camp Bowie West, Fort Worth, Texas, 817-249-4964. Gibson Home Builders Incorporated, 2401 Zion Hill Road, Weatherford, Texas, 682-429-2116. We specialize in homes to suit each and every individual that expects special attention. We help design, finance, and close on every home we build. We use green building techniques in all of our homes. You can contact Jim at masterbuildershow.com. Gibson Home Builders Incorporated, Weatherford, 682-429-2116. Welcome back to the Master Builder Show. I'm your host, Jim Gibson. Today's show is sponsored by the First National Bank of Weatherford. My guests today are Julie Laughlin with Laughlin Home Builders and Connie Plevak, their designer. Okay, we've pretty well gone through just about everything. We've got a couple of Home Depot gift certificates to give away today, and our first trivia question is going to be, and it's a question that we've already covered here on the show.
We'll see who's listening.
Listening. What is the handicap height of a toilet? What is the handicap? And we gave you the measurement. And if you can call us at 877-341-8950, that's 877-341-8950, and give us the answer, you can get a Home Depot gift certificate. We were talking about, I guess we covered the staircases.
No, we haven't talked about stairs. Usually it's much nicer to have a single story.
Right.
But if you do need the staircases, there's a certain width that it needs to be.
And it needs to be a minimum of 4 foot. And that allows you for chair lifts.
Right.
Later on if you need to have one. And I need one today, probably.
Perhaps, and if you can't do that because you have a spiral staircase, or I know they make them for spiral staircase, but if for some reason there's no way you can put one in, there's always the elevator option.
Right.
Well,
right.
I think we talked about that last
right.
time. Was when you design your house on 2-story houses, you want to design your closets stacked on top of each other, and make them a minimum of 60 inches.
Right, and allow that space. You need about, I think, 18 inches below.
And that way you can put all your lift mechanisms down there. They've got them now, though. I was looking at them, that they've got them where you can mount them behind it or
to the side.
To the side. So you just got to make sure that whatever elevator that you choose, you may not have a choice. I mean, if you haven't designed your house right, but they can usually come in and retrofit it to fit whatever needs you have. Because they've got both hydraulic and they've got, I guess, a chain driven. They've got several different types. Okay, the question was, what is the toilet height for handicap toilets? If you're putting them in your house, and we covered this earlier, you can reach us at 877-341-8950. That's 877-341-8950. Let's see.
That's also called a comfort height toilet.
Comfort height toilet.
If you have one, you can run and measure it real quick and then come back and call us.
All right, we're covering the staircase. Once the 4 foot minimum on the staircases, and once you get up to the top of the staircase, the landing is going to be a thing that you need to have where you can actually get out, maneuver around the landing.
Right.
Perhaps another grab bar up there would be good.
Well, you've got your handrail coming up.
Right.
You're going up, and then just some place to reach out and not just turn the corner, so a flat opening area.
The other things that you need, looks like we've got a caller. Welcome, caller. You're live on the Master Builder Show. Do you have an answer?
Is it 17 inches?
That's it. What's your name, sir?
Ronnie Keller.
Ronnie Keller?
Uh-huh.
Ronnie,
Congratulations.
Congratulations. It's actually 14 to 17 inches, but 17 inches is one of the right answers. So, Ronnie Keller, got you. You know where the station is?
Yes, sir, I sure do.
All right, sir. We got a Home Depot ticket here for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
On your staircases themselves, also your treads should be, they suggest 11 inches wide, maximum 7-inch rise. And what they're saying now is don't carpet them, but make them different colors. You want your leading edge either a lighter color than the tread itself, and that way you can visually see where the step is, because I guess it stops the trips.
As we get older.
As we get older, you can actually see that there's a color separation.
Right.
And if you've got a lighter colored edge on that,
you know more where to step.
And they're also saying don't put a lip out over the on your treads. You don't want the faceboard
where you can catch your foot underneath.
Your foot underneath. You want them actually just square it off. And
those wood trims are probably not the good idea.
I can just hear some designers out there just being completely surprised. Like, how are we going to design, with these ideas? But I think once we embrace the idea, then we can certainly think of beautiful designs that are going to work and also be functional.
We had another trivia question, and it's going to be, what was the recommended distance for wheelchair accessibility in and out of your car in the garage? And we had covered this earlier.
Yes.
I guess when you get out of your car, how much distance we need, but either between the cars or between the car and a garage wall. What is distance in inches Do we need separation to have wheelchair maneuverability?
This is kind of like a test.
This is a test. This is a test. If you listen, then you can get a $25 gift certificate from Home Depot. You can call us at 877-341.
Oh, I know the answer.
Yeah. 877-341-8950. That's 877-341-8950. And the question is, what is the distance between the car and the wall? And we've got to take a break. We'll be right back.
Builders in the entire nation are right here in Parker County. Hello, everyone. This is Lynn Bearden, president of First National Bank of Weatherford. Our lenders believe your family deserves the best when it comes to your dream home. First National Bank is proud to support the Master Builder Show on QXFM. First National Bank of Weatherford has been building homes in Parker County since 1880. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
If what you knew to be true turned out not to be true, how soon would you want to know? Before Columbus's famous voyage, everyone knew that the world was flat. Conventional wisdom had Columbus sailing off the edge of the earth. Does your financial plan have you sailing off the edge of the earth? A recent study by one of the largest financial institutions in the world estimated that over 90% of baby boomers in this country will not retire financially independent. There is an alternative, a better way. We have prepared a special financial report entitled Your Circle of Wealth. To get your complimentary, that means free, copy of this report, go to www.yourcircleofwealth.com and enter the passcode Gibson, Gibson. Learn how changing the way you manage your money can dramatically increase your wealth without affecting your current lifestyle. Go to www.yourcircleofwealth.com and enter the passcode Gibson to get your complimentary special report.
Henson Lumber, Crescent, Texas, 817-396-4321. www.hensonlumber.com. Henson Lumber, serving our community since 1973. Both lumber and millwork products. Full-time estimator gives customers defined and accurate materials estimates. The millwork department has windows, doors, trim, and hardware. www.hensonlumber.com. Henson Lumber, Crescent, Texas, 817-396-4321.
Gibson Home Builders Incorporated, 2401 Zion Hill Road, Weatherford, Texas, 682-429-2116. We specialize in homes to suit each and every individual that expects special attention. We help design, finance, and close on every home we build. We use green building techniques in all of our homes. You can contact Jim at masterbuildershow.com. Gibson Home Builders Incorporated, Weatherford, 682-429-2116. Welcome back to the Master Builder Show. I'm your host, Jim Gibson. Today's show is sponsored by the First National Bank of Weatherford. My guests are Julie Laughlin with Laughlin Home Builders and her designer, Connie Plevak, and we've got some callers calling in. Hello, caller. Welcome. You're live on the Master Builder Show. Do you have an answer?
For the handicap question?
Yes.
Is it 60 inches?
Yeah, it's 60 inches. What is your name, sir?
Jared Bandy.
Jerry?
Jared Bandy.
Jared Bandy?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jared. You know where the radio station is?
Sure.
All right. You've got a Home Depot gift certificate here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Julie, you wanted to say something about CASA?
Yes, CASA is court-appointed special advocates. It's here in Parker County. We've got a benefit coming up. It's called Breakfast with Santa. It'll be at Central Christian Church on Saturday the 15th. There's 2 seatings. You can get tickets at Super Save or at the CASA office at 200 Palo Pinto. This is a great organization. They help children who are going through the CPS process. I think it's really important that we support CASA. So if you can get your kids out on December 15th and have them come meet Santa, there's breakfast and crafts and a lot of fun, and we'd really like to see you guys out there.
What's the location again?
It's at Central Christian Church. You can buy tickets at either Super Save on Main Street or at the CASA office at 200 Palo Pinto.
Where's Central Christian Church?
It is on Main Street, actually right next to the radio station.
Right next to the radio station, right here.
Right here.
All right.
Beautiful Weatherford.
Beautiful Weatherford. Mm-hmm. Connie, do you have any last comments before we have to leave the air?
Well, I appreciate being on, and I just wanted to say that with building custom homes, it's very, very important that you aren't afraid to be able to choose something for your longevity of your house. A lot of people are afraid to pick color, to pick fancier faucets or fixtures for lighting because they want the resale value. If it be even 20 years from now, they're still not willing to take that step. And I really emphasize and support you to be able to do that. It really does customize your home a little bit more to your tastes, and it would be nice to see that people are willing to take that chance.
On the faucets for the disabled or for anybody, the best type to get now is a lever type,
right.
single lever, because as we get older, it's harder for us to turn on knobs and lever handles on all your doors.
And the single lever also, because that allows you, one, it's a little bit safer because you can't turn the hot water on and scald yourself. It's got both of those, and they've got the temperature controls now, so they're a lot easier. We do use tankless water. Speaking of that, we use tankless water heaters.
So you can control the heat.
Oh, okay. And we'll have to talk about that on the next
Part
show.
3.
We've got to wrap this show up today. We'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you very much for listening. All right, take care.